Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, we're kicking off day 4 of the May class for the live 5-day profitable podcast launch challenge. This is the call for the US, US, Canada, Australia. I wonder where is my Canadian crew? They haven't made it here tonight. They're busy. I have my Australian crew. I have my American crews, but where's my Canadian brothers and sisters? Ah, okay. And anyways, I'm really excited because tonight, we're going to be doing, as I said, I've been sharing with you guys my proven blueprint to launch a podcast in 3 easy steps. Step one is foundation, which is what we've done so far on day 1, 2, and 3. Step two is going to be tech, anything tech related, microphone, editing, recording, software, all that good stuff. This is what we're going to be doing today. And then step three, which is the launch, the monetization, the making money, that's going to be tomorrow. And today we have a very, very, very special guest, my dear good friend Mischa Zvegintsov, Chief Influence Officer, the podcast tour guy, the podcast growth expert. And I've had the pleasure of having him on my podcast. What is it? A year and a half, 2 years ago. And then I've been following him from the sidelines and I saw that he's absolutely killing it. I invited him to one of my first challenges a year and a half ago. He blew everybody's mind away. And ever since it's been before each challenge, when I ask the attendees, who's the expert you want to back? His name is at the top. And last night for the UK call, UK, Europe, Asia call, he absolutely blew everybody's mind away. And so much that today, I want to do something I've never done before. I want to give him the floor first because I want to give him as much time as possible because what he's going to teach you guys, there are people charging literally $10,000 for. I'm not joking. I'm not hyping him up. I mean it. Yeah, Mischa, listen. Welcome to the show, brother. Let me give you my blessings to share. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Is 5 minutes enough for you, Mischa?
Sure. If you want me to cut it down to
I'm
five
joking.
minutes,
I'm
I will.
joking. Me and Mischa, we're firecrackers. We can talk and talk and talk, but listen, I will let you have the first part of the call because, again, it's all about, for me, my way of thanking you for your time, your trust, being here, spending the last 4 nights, 4 days with us, with me, to really blow your minds away with what Mischa is gonna show us. So, Mischa, brother, the floor is yours.
Amazing. Thank you for having me here, Payment. Really quick, do you want to have a time limit for me, a general time limit to shoot for, or
20 minutes plus, say, Q&A.
okay,
Let's keep
perfect.
it to 20, 25. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, love
Let's
it.
do
2025. Yeah, we can
five.
work with that. Absolutely.
If we need,
Amazing.
we can play overtime 30 minutes, but that's it. Only one overtime, not three overtimes. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Okay.
playoff season, so just one is enough. Okay.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So thank you for having me, of course. And
Come.
what a blessing to be here and all y'all putting the time and effort into learning how to get your message out there. My name's Misha. I have the Table Rush Talk Show, 4 words, Table Rush Talk Show. You can Google it. I've got 750 something episodes. It's a top 1.5% podcast. And I started my podcast about 4 or 5 years ago by now. I should have started it 10 years ago. I should have started it 10 years ago. I had the idea to start it 10 years ago, but I just sat around and sat on my hands and whatever. So I honor you all for being here and taking the action on starting your podcast. And if you already have a podcast, recommitting to that podcast because there's nothing like it. The credibility it gives us and all those things is incredible. Um, and then I also have the Influence Army Academy. I started that a couple years ago, where I teach people how to. What I like to say is I help heart-centered entrepreneurs increase their authority, their impact, and their income by going on what I like to call an influence tour. And that influence tour starts by guest speaking on podcasts, and then we just go out from there. YouTube shows, stuff like that, JV partnerships, all this kind of stuff. Spiderweb out the network. Um, and then just really quick, so I was in sales for about 20, 25 years. The bulk of that was as a home loan officer here in the United States. I'm in Encinitas, California, which is basically San Diego, Pacific Coast, a stone's throw away from the Pacific Ocean. Um, but I funded $1.5 billion dollars in home loans, and that's a whole lot of home loans. I built teams, I had telemarketing teams, sent out flyer campaigns. To fund that many loans, you have to systemize your process, not only on how to find people that want loans, but how to get them in the door. And then once you start getting them a loan, you have to systemize getting the loan processed, right, to get them the money. So lots of moving parts in the home loan business. I was really gifted at it. Fast forward, I hit burnout. I went through divorce. Both my parents died within 2 weeks of each other. Midlife crisis mode. It was so heavy. It's about 10 years ago. And then more failed relationships. And so what happened was I was like, I basically retired to get my boys through school. I went through this program. It became very evident that I had money in the bank. My job was to now retire, get my boys through school. I taught some yoga, did some stuff like that. And then fast forward, as my boys were graduating high school. I have two boys. They're now 22 and 24, Cooper and Waylon. As they were graduating high school and getting their jobs and going off to university, or in America, we call it college, it was like, all right, it's time to get back in the game. I've always loved sales, I've always loved marketing. One of the missing things on my sales resume was selling from stage. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I was like, man, I want to figure that out. I want to figure out how to inspire people from the stage. And so I was like, all right, I'm going all in. So I cut a check to Russell Brunson. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Russell Brunson, but he is the master of webinars, one of the masters, one of the OGs. I have all his books right there. I'm constantly referring to them. But anyway, I paid him $25,000, jumped in his coaching program, and started learning online marketing. And what happened quick was one of my first successes was I was getting customer video testimonials for businesses. So we're using our testimonials. You'll see them in funnels on websites, all these things, those case studies. And I was getting paid to go to events, fly around the country. I even got flown to Ireland at one point to go to this mastermind to interview people. So I was interviewing them and getting their customer video testimonials. I had some frameworks, my customer story arc framework and my perfect video testimonial system. So I was like, how am I going to scale this business? And I couldn't get my arms around it. And two things happened that changed my life. Number one, there was a guy named Ryan Lipsey, and he has what's called the Small Business Spotlight Show. And he had been telling me for a couple of months, hey, Misha, you got to come on my show. You got to speak to my realtors. You got to teach them how to get their customer video testimonials, teach them your perfect video testimonial system, teach them how to repurpose that content and to splash it all over social media. Because all of us are starving for content, right? Yes, you put in the chat, yes, I'm starving for content. I see everybody shaking their heads. Yes. So I finally committed to speaking on his show. I said, okay, I put my imposter syndrome to the side. So I was going to speak on his show on a Tuesday. The day before I'm going to speak on his show, I get an email from one of my clients. Her name is Stacy Oliver, and she's got Mind, Body, Soul magazine. And so Stacy was paying me, sending me to events, to interview her customers. I wake up to an email from her and it says, Misha, you're the only one that moves the needle in my business. I pay all of these other people and you're the one that's driving the revenue. And in that moment, that imposter syndrome I had melted away. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm helping people, I'm helping them grow their businesses and drive revenue. I speak on Ryan Lipsey's Small Business Spotlight the next day and I crush it and I get all this engagement. And so I then literally, yeah, thank you. Literally the next thought I have is I have to go on a podcast tour. I'm adding value and I've got a story to tell. And so I do this Facebook post. I say, hey, everybody, I'm going to go on a podcast tour and I'm going to teach people how to get their customer video testimonials. And I said, hey, I'm going to build out the system because my sales history, my zone of genius is building out these systems to systemize a process, right? I said, I'm going to create this process on how to guest speak on podcasts. Who would want it? I'm going to get this flood of engagement. Whole bunch of people were like, I would, I would, I would. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can help people get their message out. I can teach people how to go guest speak on podcasts. And I started my Influence Army Academy. I said, hey, I'm going to build this thing out. I did a founding member launch. It's none of it's built yet. I'll give you a discounted rate to come in. Who's in? 27 people joined, and the rest is history. Okay, which brings us to today. So I'm going to share my screen with you really quick. Share, and let's go. Don't look at any of that yet. That's
Before you
the
start,
A.
Misha, who
Yes.
here is excited to go on a podcast tour, on a bunch of podcasts, not just random podcasts, but podcasts where your exact ideal listeners, audience, and clients are hanging out? If
Yeah.
I could, I would raise my both of my feet if I could, you know?
Yes. And speaking on podcasts is so much fun and it's so powerful. So, welcome to today's class, my AI podcast guest pitch writer. How to use ChatGPT or whatever model you like to write irresistible, host specific podcast pitch emails so that you can land more guest spots without guessing what to say, without spending hours researching or rewriting each one, even if writing outreach emails makes your skin crawl. And you're basically going to learn how to send customized pitches that actually get read, and you're going to be able to send them faster than you thought possible. I need to move something out of the way. I'm going to put that back down there. So, the backstory, imagine this. You are paid $1,500 per client to send out 200 podcast guest pitches per month, and your lifeblood depends on getting on podcasts. Have you personally, any of you on here, logged into a system that is fundamental to your business and have it not work? Have it glitch out? Or have it, yeah, Taven's saying yes. Or have, yep, so did Beverly. You have that fundamental change that is detrimental to your business. Another example, have you ever had your computer die for good or
Happened
lose
to me
your
yesterday,
phone,
right before the call. Zoom was acting up.
right? And you feel stick to your stomach and you feel that panic, that dread
Yes.
of what's to
That's why I had
come.
to start like 5 minutes late yesterday, if you guys remember, because of this.
That this is going to set you weeks behind and your whole calendar, excuse my language, has gone to hell. Thinking that your whole life or business is doomed and you're going to lose clients and time. Yes, put it in the chat. My computer's blown up. The system crashed, whatever it is. I want to see it. I know I'm not the only one. Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I was forced to create my AI podcast guest pitch writer. In case you don't know, I have clients who pay me $1,500 a month to send 200 email pitches a month for them. And of course, I'm sending pitches for my own guest speaking slots. I'm trying to get on shows myself. I currently use a third party system to help me do that. And what's most awesome about the system is that it uses AI to write your email pitches and it lets you pick your styles: motivational short, professional short, motivational long, whatever. As a matter of fact, I've come to rely on this system, and it's an integral part of my process flow. I pay for this system. Okay. So the other month, I logged into the system and it was not working. I got this screen: contact your team owner. To get an upgrade, please contact your team owner. I'm like, I have upgraded. I am a team owner. Like, what is wrong with the system? I try clearing the cache. I try incognito windows. I try clearing the cache on the incognito windows. I try rebooting my computer. And guess what? Nothing worked. I start thinking I'm ducked. There's actually another word that I would insert there, but I'm trying not to swear. But I thought, oh, I am doomed. I am in trouble.
I like that I use that. Abduct. I love that.
Thank you. You know that's the sinking feeling I'm talking about? Yes. Have you guys felt this? Anyone felt
Oh
this?
yes.
Nolene, yes. Beverly's laughing. I see Allison shaking her head. Yes. Yes. So you just get that, your head explodes, you start swearing, and then you want to barf. Okay, so the rest of the story is the IT department for this system, aka the owner, is so busy these days that he is completely unresponsive. And I send him a text. Yo, hey, I'm trying to send pitches to my clients, but the system isn't letting me. See attached. I showed him that screenshot that I showed you. Your system's down, but the system isn't letting me. See attached. And then if I try to send for myself, it won't let me do that either. It's asking me to select a plan. Like I told you guys, I already have a plan. And I know I'm doomed because I'm like, he can't help me. So the race is on. I've got to build something that writes amazing pitches fast, or I'm going to lose my clients and my lifeblood. And this is what I came up with, which I'm going to teach you right now. My AI podcast guest pitch writer. We're going to send customized pitches that actually get read, and we're going to send them faster than you thought possible. So let's dive in. Strategy overview, AI podcast guest pitch writer. So first, we're going to build your writer. We're going to set up your personal AI pitch writing machine. We're going to create your core prompt. We're going to draft your referral pitch instructions in case you're wanting to send out referrals. I like to refer people to other podcasts. This makes it super easy to do. We're going to write your professional short pitch example, and we're going to write your motivational short pitch example. I'm going fast. I'm babbling. I'm sorry, or stuttering,
Nice.
and then we're going to create your profile doc. Everybody tracking me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Good. And then we're going to find the right shows. I'm going to quickly show you how to find shows. You're going to go, oh my gosh, this is so easy. We're going to step one, search for 2 to 3 shows. Step two, we're going to quickly find their email addresses. And step three, we're going to add them to whatever tracking sheet we like to use. Part three, we're going to fire off the pitches. We're going to let AI do the writing, and we're going to get your emails out fast. And it's as simple as opening up your AI tool of choice, starting a fresh prompt window, pasting in the core prompt, attaching your profile doc and any pitch examples, and hitting enter. And the funnest part about it is once that prompt window is open, you can just use the same prompt window. You just keep entering a podcast host and a podcast host and a podcast name, and it keeps writing you the pitches. If the prompt ever dies, I don't know if any of you have had a prompt sort of deteriorate, you just open a new prompt window. Here's something else. This core prompt, I've already written it for you. So
Wow.
all you're going to have to do is copy and paste. The referral pitch instructions, I've already written them for you. The pitch examples, all of these, I've already written them for you. So all you have to do is copy. You should be so excited right now. So let's build it out. We're going to build your writer, and I'm going to give you guys access to everything I'm showing you. So at the end of this, I'm going to share the folder with you, and all you have to do is request access, and then you just do what I'm showing you right now. So we're going to create your core prompt. This is the brains behind your pitch writing system. It tells the AI how to write your emails and in what tone style. And again, you can reuse this prompt again and again and again. So all you need to do on this doc right here, which I'm going to show you and share with you, is change the bolded italic sections to your own information. All right? Here's what it looks like. So you're just going to go up here after you copy it, and you're going to enter your name and then into the right up there. You're going to insert your name right here, and then you're going to create a little bonus section. So the bonus section is already created. I will spend $100 in marketing to ensure our episode gets extra reach and exposure. Maybe you want to put in there, if I were you guys, this is what I would put. You should write this down.
Yes.
I will literally text and email everyone I know this podcast episode so the word gets out. Something like that. Does that make sense? Like I will text everybody in my phone the podcast episode link so you get exposure along with me. You know how many podcast hosts would die for that? Payman, would you die for that if someone said, "Hey,
Oh,
I want to speak on your show," and I'm literally going to text everybody I know that I'm on your show?
absolutely. Another thing you can add, you can say, I'm gonna create 10 reels out of our conversation and blast it everywhere. And creating 10 reels has never been easy, especially with a tool like Opus.pro. You just plug in your big video, and within 20 minutes, 10 minutes, it's gonna spit for you 10 to 20 beautiful shorts, reels with all those colorful captions. And you just send that to them and also promote that. So yeah, these are amazing. I love that. I'm gonna implement that. Guys, this is absolute fire gold. Please implement that.
Yes.
Yes.
The time and effort I spent to build this prompt as well, I can't tell you the iterations that I put into it to get it just right to save my business.
Once again,
So,
Misha, let me ask a question here.
yeah,
Guys, do you
yeah,
see
go ahead.
the incredible power of what Misha is sharing with us tonight? Put a one
Yeah, good.
for hell yes, put a two as, oh, I'm so on it.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so number two, we're going to draft your referral pitch instructions. And again, all you're going to have to do is copy this, and you're going to change the bold italic sections to your own information, and then you're going to export it to a PDF. And again, all you have to do after you copy it, because I'm going to share it with you at the end, is put your name up there. You're going to put your name in here, and then you all are creating podcasts. So you're going to put your podcast name in there. Super simple. And then you're going to go file, download, PDF. Got it? I have made it so easy for you. Step number three, we're going to write your professional short pitch examples. Again, you don't have to write anything. All you literally have to do is copy this doc after I share it for you. So I've sent thousands of email pitches, and I just took the best of them and made this doc so that the AI can use it when it's generating your pitch. Okay, so that's the professional short pitch example doc. You're going to make a copy of that. The motivational short pitch example doc, same thing. I've already wrote all the pitches, the framework of a short of a short motivational pitch. Got it? Are you tracking me? Are you excited? Yes, give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
Awesome. Amazing. Cool. And then we're going to create your profile doc. Now, this might take a little bit of work, but I trust that you can do it. The profile doc gives AI everything it needs to know about you or your client in case you're doing referrals. So you're going to put your bios in there, your links in there, your funnels in there, your social profiles, etc. So simply open a new document wherever you use the documents, a Word doc, a Apple doc, a Google doc, and you're going to copy and paste from all your social bios and you're going to put them in there. I'm going to show you an example here in a second. You're going to put your website about yous. You all probably have a website of some sort and you're going to put in your about yous. You're going to put in any fun blurbs about yourself you can think of, any fun, amazing facts about yourself you can think of. If you have multiple profiles, just cut and paste all of them. And hint, this does not need to be perfect. You're just consolidating as much information about yourself as possible and then letting AI work its magic. Okay, so it doesn't need to be perfectly written. Whatever rough drafts you have anywhere, cut and paste them into this doc. Now, the bonus, if you already use ChatGPT a lot or another model with your content, it may already know a lot about you, so you don't even need a profile doc. This is true for me. I don't need a profile doc anymore. ChatGPT knows so much about me. I just open a new prompt, let it rip. Here's the thing: you can try it without this profile doc, and if it doesn't work like you like it to, and it doesn't give you the output you want, just create your profile doc. So here's a profile doc. I send pitches out for Philip, and I've got his old profile there. I've got profile V1 that mentions some of the things he does. I've got a profile V2 that mentions other things. I've got a profile V4 that's even more. And I just put it all together in one doc You got it? Is everybody tracking me? How easy this is? Like, don't
Yes.
overthink it. Amazing. Good, 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 good,
Not
good,
just
good.
easy, but
And
mind blowing.
good. And then number two, we're gonna find the right shows. So, um, I have a guest appearance tracking sheet that I track all the podcasts I want to speak on, but it's super simple. I'll just show you really quick on my guest appearance tracking sheet. Super simple way. It's literally follow instructions. Super simple way to find podcasts to start with by Googling them. And you could put top, let's say you are a Christian woman and you want to coach Christian women. I think somebody said that on the episode or on the training this morning,
That was
Lorenzo.
last night, yes, in the UK. Princess. That's
Ye-
exactly what she meant.
yes. So you would simply put top Christian women podcasts, and it's going to spit out a whole bunch of podcasts. Whatever you do, just put top what I do podcasts, and the Google is going to give you plenty to start with. You got it? So you're going to find some shows, and then you're just going to make a list of 3 to 5 shows, or 10 or 20, or whatever you want. Keep it simple. And then you go to the RSS feed finder like Castos, and you search the RSS feed, you're going to love this. Table Rush Talk Show is my podcast. You put it in there, and you don't even need to know what an RSS feed is. All you need to know is that it's a bunch of gobbledygook, and you can see the it's working right here. But once you get good at looking through it, you will see the email address. So it takes a second, and then bam, it comes in a more legible manner. And then you just scroll down and look for the email. There it is. You all could pitch me. See that?
Oh.
So you build your list, go to castos.com, put the podcast name in there, grab
Which
the
dot
email.
com? Which dot com?
Castos.com, Castos.
Okay, Castos. And that's what does that do? That allows you to look for
Fi-
podcasts?
Yep, you can search podcasts there as well, but it gives you the
Oh,
RSS feed. Every podcast in the
okay.
world has an RSS feed. And then in the RSS feed is the email address.
Mhm.
These are
So may
secrets.
I ask what's an RSS feed, please, Misha?
You can. All I'm going to answer that for you at the end. Okay. But just know that you don't even need to know what it is, but I'll tell you what it is at the end. Just know that it's in there. Okay. You're going to add them to the guest appearance tracking sheet so that you can keep track. And then you're going to fire off your pitches. So what you're going to do is open a new Chat GPT prompt or Claude or Grok or whatever you like. It doesn't matter to me. I'm addicted to Chat GPT. And then you're going to go to your guest pitch writing prompt that you're going to copy at the end. And remember, you've added your name there, and then you're going to put whatever your bonus is, and then you're just going to copy it. You see how I just copied it? And then you're going to paste it into your prompt. Awesome. And then you attach your profile doc and any pitch, any example pitches. Now, remember, I don't have a profile doc because I don't need one, but I showed you how to create one. So then we want to add our files. So I want to add that referral email pitch doc that you're going to copy, the motivational short pitch doc, and the professional short pitch doc. Bam. See that? And then you hit enter and it asks you for the podcast name, host name, and the pitch style that you want. Watch. Super simple. I'm glad that the internet working is working and all that. Boom. It asks you what kind do you want and what's the name, and then I'm going to spit out your email. Cool. Everybody excited? You see how easy that is? You didn't even know how to need to know how it works, but I encourage you to check out the prompt and read it to your heart's content. So here's an example. So I put in Brian McAnulty, The Creator's Adventure, Pro Short. And it said, great, here's your email pitch. Subject, it makes the subject line for you. Guest pitch, Mischa Zvagansoff on amplifying creator influence. That subject line is more than serviceable. body. Hey, Brian, I'm Mischa Z, host of the Table Rush Talk Show and founder of the Influence Army. I specialize in guiding creators to expand their reach through strategic podcast guesting, YouTube collaborations, and digital partnerships. Your podcast, The Creator's Adventure, offers invaluable insights into turning creative passions into successful online businesses. I'd love to contribute by sharing actionable strategies on leveraging podcast appearances to build authority, transitioning from guest spots to meaningful collaborations, creating a ripple effect of influence that aligns with with one's purpose. That is awesome. That is more than sufficient. Here's my little bonus line. I'll invest 100 in marketing to ensure our episode reaches a wider audience. Looking forward to the opportunity to collaborate. Blah blah blah. Uh, Amazing. Like that is amazing. That's ridiculous. Okay. So here's another little hint for you. You could also have it write a quick DM, direct message, or text. Literally just say, shorten it up for a DM, please. So check it out. This is that same prompt window. I wrote a pitch for Alan Lomax. I wanted to guest speak on Alan's show and his Streams to Impact podcast. And I said, make it motivational short. So it wrote it. It's great. But then I put, shorten it up for a DM, please. Absolutely. Here's your shortened version. This is so good. It's ridiculous, too. Hey, Alan, love what you're doing with Streams to Impact. Helping people build wealth and create meaningful impact is so needed. I'm Mischa, host of the Table Rush Talk Show, founder of the Influence Army. I teach heart centered entrepreneurs how to grow their authority and income through podcast guesting and digital storytelling. Would love to share some powerful purpose driven strategies with your audience. Bonus, I'll spend $100 to help promote this episode. Open to it? Like that is more than sufficient. Like we don't need to overthink it. Everybody tracking me? Everybody excited? Can you
Oh,
wait to get all this stuff so you can copy it?
oh
All
yes.
right,
It's
cool.
exciting.
It is
Yeah.
exciting, and then it writes referrals to you as well. So sometimes I like to refer other people's to guests, so I could say, "Hey, Nolene, hey, Payman, I'd love Nolene to be a great guest for you, right?" And I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But you can even have it CC them, and then it asks you for a little warm intro line, and all you need to do is put in, like I could put in Nolene's LinkedIn link, right? And so then AI will pull her information, and it asks you if you want to CC. So here you go. Yes, CC Phil, please, and use this intro line. Hi, Brian. Long time no speak. It's been a long time since we've been on each other's shows, and I've got a rocking good guest for you. It says, great. Here's your email, and I'll CC Phil. Again, a great subject line. Just watch the replay, and you can read this email and see what the subject line is, but it's amazing. Like it streamlines that process too. And again, lastly, you can just keep using the same prompt window. So the final result of all this, pitches written, bookings happening, clients and you getting on shows, even if the system crashes. Yay. Okay, really quick successes. It's fast. I was able to get pitches out for my clients and me while the system was down. Phil did not miss a beat, and neither he nor his assistant knew the system was down, and they were happily getting booked on shows. I literally just used it the other day to write referrals to recommend friends and associates onto shows with amazing success. Uh, 3 out of 5 worked right away. Like, bam. I had Phil get on these three shows right away. Boom. By the way, Anzel, Phil's assistant, we send out 800 emails, 400 with a pre-written pitch and 400 with the shorter AI generated pitches. And this pitch right here is a pre-written pitch that you can just cut and paste. It's awesome. It works. It gets him on shows. But the shorter AI generated shows did a better job of getting people on shows. So I would encourage you to use it. Here's a testimonial from Alan. I'll put this on really quick. And I'm going to share and hit share sound. And let's go share. You guys are still seeing this little video right here?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. How do you feel about that pitch, Alan, after sending stacks and stacks, hundreds and hundreds of pitches to get on shows?
It's 100 times more personalized than any pitches I have sent out before. I mean, it really personalizes my experience. It's a huge improvement over anything else that has been sent.
Fantastic. That's good to hear.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to share the docs with you right now. Who wants a copy? Raise your hand. Awesome. Put it in the chat. Make me excited. Share it, please.
How about we sing a song and dance, huh?
Yeah, there we go.
You take the
Do a
lead,
song and
Beverly.
dance.
You take the lead.
Share, please. Thank you,
Here we go,
Allison.
off
There
into the
we go.
wild blue yonder, flying high into the sky. There you go.
Nolita, please. Donna,
Damn, you've got
everybody,
a voice, girl.
please.
I know. I had my own band for a while.
Okay,
Wow.
so check this out. Check this out. What you're going to do is you're going to click the link, request access. You're going to copy the docs, and you're going to create a folder called Pitch Docs AI Podcast Guest Pitch Writer, and then move them in there for easy access in the future. So here's what are the screenshots of what that looks like. I created a folder called Pitch Docs AI Podcast Guest Pitch Writer, and then I moved all four of the docs into that pitch docs folder. Okay, cool. I see the requests are starting to come in. As you all are starting to guest speak on podcast or creating your podcast, if you're like, oh my gosh, Misha, I want you on my show. You're so much fun. Well, send me an email and I'll speak on your show. So I'm going to put my email there in as well. So
Totally awesome.
yeah, second order of business, join Payman's program, start your podcast, start making money with your podcast, and then let's get speak on shows and have fun and support each other. Awesome. I'm going to hit stop share if I can find it. And I want to answer questions or what have you. Give me feedback or what's up.
Was that good
Who's
or was
first?
that fire, guys?
Oh, that was fired. That was awesome.
Amazing.
For anyone who's coming late or watching the replay, please watch this and implement it. This is gold. This is a game changer. Put a one if it's a game changer. Put two if it's gonna blow your business to the next level. Or one and two, absolutely.
Awesome. So if anybody has a question or just a question about podcast guest speaking in general, I was
I
going to
think
say
before
raise your
that,
hand.
Allison, I'd ask a very good question. What is RSS feed?
Oh, RSS feed. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it calls for a real simple service, I think it is. But when they started making podcasts, they needed it in a language that everybody could use. So it's called an RSS feed and it's all the code. Did you see all the gobbledygook code? It's basically that code that makes it's like the HTML code that makes your website look what it looks like. And so hidden in the RSS feed or all that code on 90 to 95% of the podcasts is the email address of the host or the podcast producer. Does that answer your question, Allison?
Yeah, thank you. And that's such a good resource because then you know how to get to the source, right?
Yep. And then if it's not in the RSS feed, you can go to their website. I always find them too on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you can click about, or I can't remember what it is, but a lot of times their email addresses are there or on their Facebook business page. Oftentimes an
And
email's
thank
there.
you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Beverly, what's up? You have a question or comment?
Okay, so all of the above. So when you said sending out the emails and AI was, CCing, is AI sending the emails for you?
No, you need to
You
open your
copy that.
Gmail. Yeah.
Okay. Just
Yep.
wanted to
Yep.
make
Yep.
that clear because it's like I hadn't heard that before, but if it was a new version, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Um, So, so the prompts that you gave us, will they work for being a guest on other people's shows as well as getting guests to be on our show?
You could do it for both. You could absolutely just say, "Hey, I want to send this person a pitch to be on my show." Write it that way. But it's really designed to get you onto other people's podcasts. That's
Okay.
what it's really designed to do. So the AI, you're going to go, "Hey, I want to speak on Tim Ferriss's podcast." I can't remember. It's like the Tim Ferriss
Yeah.
show.
Tim Ferriss
You guys heard of
Experience or the Joe Rogan
Yeah,
Experience. Yeah, Tim Ferriss Show.
yeah,
Sorry, Tim Ferriss Show.
yeah, the Tim Ferriss show. So you're like, and by the way, if you go to Tim Ferriss's RSS feed, his email address is in there. So all of you literally could pitch Tim Ferriss right now. So anyway, it's going to go to the Tim Ferriss show. That AI writer is going to literally search the web for Tim Ferriss's show. It's going to find his podcast description. It's going to look at all the most recent guests that he's had. And then it's going to combine all your information and write a customized pitch and say, hey, you should have me on your show because I can teach your audience this, which it knows his audience wants. Does that make sense?
Oh, that
Awesome.
is so brilliant. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for being here for us tonight.
You're
Misha,
welcome.
absolutely.
that's thank you. And thank you, Payman, for everything you've taught us so far. It's been
Okay.
amazing.
I love it. And Misha's going to say either Tim Ferriss has to pay you to stop sending speakers to him, or he's got to pay you commission for getting speakers, right?
Right? I'll probably get an email from his from him or his assistant at some point. Stop mentioning my show.
Stop spamming us.
Um,
We could all
w-
have that problem, right?
What you're actually giving
yeah,
him is promos, really.
yeah, right. I know he's loving it. He's like, please talk about my show.
Yeah.
Um, but I love it. I think that I actually honestly believe to my heart of hearts that Tim Ferriss leaves his email in there so
Yeah.
people will reach out to him and he can meet interesting, cool people and be available. I do believe that because it would be easy. It's not easy, but you can hide your email address on your RSS feed.
There was
So
one website that you shared. I don't know if you shared today, but in the past you did share, where people can go and literally look for any podcast.
yeah, listennotes.com.
Right.
Listennotes.com. And then you can also see um, the I'm putting it in the chat right now, listennotes.com. So let me share my screen again here really quick. I'm going to go share. I'm going to open a new window. I go to listen notes a lot. So you see listen notes right here. It's going to let me in, hopefully. Okay, cool. But I have my podcast, the Table Rush Talk Show, but we could put in the Tim Fair. There we go. It pops up. And then it gives a listen note score. And so on a scale of 0 to 100 in the global rank, Tim Ferriss is obviously crushing it. But you can, if you want to quick see where somebody's podcast ranks in the world. So I always like to pull mine up. I'm like, where do I rank these days? So I'm 40, which is not bad, but top 1.5% global global podcast. So that's super fun. Cool.
Hmm.
Awesome.
There.
Renee, question on me? Nolene, anyone?
How long did it take you to get to that position where you are?
Yeah, it took me a few years. Somebody actually, I was complaining about my podcast one day, not complaining, but I was just kind of down because I put all this time and effort into it. And they're like, Misha, you go to listen notes and see where your podcast is. And it was like top 10%. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh. Right? Because it can feel so thankless sometimes and like a labor of love. What I love about what Payment teaches is how to monetize it no matter your audience size. And that's so, so, so powerful. Like, it's incredible because it's can be hard to get an audience size. But anyway, uh, about a year and a half ago, I was like, I wonder how fast I could get to 2% or 1%. And then I started tactically doing some stuff and I watched myself grow.
So what's the
So
metrics to get to the top 10% and 1%? Because I don't play the vanity metrics, so I don't no idea about that.
yeah. So this is kind of sneaky. It's kind of the hack to the system, and I'm really good at figuring this stuff out all the time. The fastest way to get up is to have people rate and review your show on
Um,
Apple. On Apple. Spotify is great too, but specifically on Apple. So I literally, for a while, everybody I was meeting, I was like, they go, "What do you do?" I go, "I have a podcast." And they go, "What is it?" I go, "Open your phone." They pull up their phone. I go, "Open your podcast app." And it's usually the Apple Podcast app. And then I say, "Great, type in Table Rush Talk Show." And it pops up. And I'm like, "Yep, that's it. Open it." And they open it. And then they go, "You want me to follow it?" And I go, "Of course." And so they follow it. And then I go scroll down a few swipes, and they scroll down a few swipes, and there's the rate and review. And they go, "Oh, I'll give you 5 stars." Tink. And
is there
then,
like is there like
huh?
a number, like say 100 reviews to get to top 1%, like a benchmark? Or
Yeah, it's a great question. I think once you start getting over 20, you start climbing really quick.
ah,
So I'm interested to see what happens. I think I'm at 97. The other interesting thing is that Apple, like if you go to, depending on where you are right now, if you go to Table Rush Talk Show on the Apple Podcast app, depending on what country you're in, it will show the reviews for that country. So I think in Australia, if there's anyone here in Australia,
oh yeah.
I've got like 10 or something like that. In America, I've got 97. In Japan, I have a certain amount. So, but anyway,
So here's a tip for all of us in here. Once we all launch each other's podcast, not only interview each other, but also give a rating to each other. Right there, we have like what 10, 12 people. Inside the Facebook group, we have over 300 people. Even if 10%, which will give you a 5-star review, that's 30 right there. And by 30, it'd be probably a top what? Top 20%, depending on your niche. So let's support each
yes.
other. It doesn't cost anything. Give us all a little boost so we can have more visibility. Who's in for this? Who's in for it? Who's excited? Put a yes. Oh, hell yes.
And I put the in case anybody missed it, I put the drive link in there again into the
Yeah.
chat. So if anybody jumped on late, go into the chat, click the link I put in there, and then request access, and I'll share access. And by the way, I'm adding you to my email list. So that is one thing.
Allison
But
raised their hand.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Happily let you do that.
thank you.
part, partly you've answered it, but I was going to ask you what your podcast was called, which you said was Table Rush Talk Show. And the next thing I was going to say, I actually don't do Apple. So I was wondering whether you could put your link in the chat. And there's no reason why we can't all go in there and give you 5 stars as well.
That's right.
So let's
That's
do that now.
yes, I
Do
love it.
it.
I'm going to put the link for Apple. I believe you need to open it on your phone. I am not sure. I think they made a change kind of recently where the only way to review is on your phone, but let's find out right now.
What
I'm
about
gonna hit.
Spotify? I don't have Apple.
Okay, cool. I just put Apple in there and I'll put Spotify in there really
Thank
quick. Give
you.
me 1 second. Yep. And then rate and reviews uh, on Spotify as well. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you for the brilliant idea and putting it out there.
Hey,
So
that's
I'm
the
The
going to
least
least
we
hit
we
can
could
do.
do.
That's the least we
copy
can do,
show
brother.
link. Yeah, and you might need to start an episode and listen to it for a little bit to be able
Sure.
to rate
Yeah.
and review on Spotify, just so you know. But there is the Spotify link. Bam.
Table
Danke.
Rush.
So Table Rush Talk Show. So Table Rush. First off, I have a coach, Vince, who's the head of coaching at ClickFunnels, and he's always like, Misha, clear and not clever. Yep, that's it. Payman, indeed. Table Rush Talk Show. He's always like, clear and not clever, clear and not clever. Yes, Bun Mi, indeed. Cheers. Good to see you. And so Table Rush Talk Show is kind of clever, but not clear. But anyway, you know when Tony Robbins speaks from stage
Thank you,
and he gets
Bunny.
everybody,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry,
Tony
Bunny,
Robbins
before you
speaks.
go, make sure
Oh,
you
yeah, go.
watch the replay because I still have to do my talk for today. So please watch it. I'm going to show you how to launch a podcast and all that good stuff today. And I see you tomorrow. Unmute yourself. Okay. Yes. See you tomorrow. Yes. Thank you.
Cool,
Thank you.
cool. Yeah, and then I'll go. I'm going to shut up, Payman. Let me finish this one last story, and then I will. I'll be quiet and let you. I'm going to put the share link in there one last time for the docs. Okay, so Table Rush. You know when Tony Robbins speaks from stage, he gets everybody frothy, and at the end, he's like, "Go buy my package, my Unleash the Power Within," and everybody gets up and rushes to the back of the room to buy. It's called a table rush, hence the
Okay.
Table Rush talk show. There you go. There's the missing connection. It's clever and not clear. Coach Vince, one day I'll make it clear and not clever. All right, I'm done.
Thank
Well,
you.
the more people you tell, the more clear it'll get because we'll spread the word, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
So,
Indeed.
guys,
Cheers.
was that fire or volcanic
Hellfire.
fire? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a bonfire.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Misha. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you. That's
Yes,
why
Misha, thank you.
I did something I've
Cool.
never done before. Give you the
Amazing.
full hour. Let you talk first because I saw the incredible value. And thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Indeed. Love it. Love you guys. Good luck out there. Crush it.
Let's do
Start
that
your
more often. Let's
podcast.
do that more often. Let's have a
Yes.
chat next week.
Okay, good. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye. Wow. How do you guys like this?
That was great.
Amazing.
Yes, that was definitely more than worth it.
All right. Let me stop the